Hello everyone, I am back, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to start your outdoor garden indoors. So one of the first things that you should be thinking about is what kind of tray lid you have. So right here I have an 8-hole tray lid. We have designed this tray lid to be more compact for a few different reasons. The first reason is for staging out your lettuce plants or just trying to increase your yield. The second reason that we created this was specifically for transplants. Now I know that we also have the 12-hole tray that is really best used for maximizing space for things like herbs like cilantro and chives. The 8-hole tray is best for transplanting because of the density of the holes. So as you can see, compared to your 4-hole tray, there's a lot less room in between. Now if you were to compare this to your 12-hole tray, you would see that as you were to grow your plants, the roots underneath would actually start to get tangled up, which is not good for transplanting because we want to preserve those roots. So that means that the distance between the plants is super important for getting a good transplant. So what are you looking for in a good transplant? Obviously I have cut back this basil, but I'm going to use it to represent what you're looking for. So a good transplant has multiple sets of leaves, is at least 3 weeks old, and also is not inhibited by its neighbors. So if you take a peek under the hood, you can see that this root zone is totally separate from its neighbor back here. And that's what you're looking for, and that's why you want to use the 8-hole tray versus the 12-hole tray if you're growing things like tomatoes to move into your garden. Things to think about when you are transplanting. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you have 3 to 4 weeks of time in order to put your plant into the ground. Why that's super important is because if you're timing things out poorly and you, live in the Chicago area, you could experience random frosts that could actually harm your transplant if you don't time things out correctly. The next thing that you should be thinking about is hardening off your plants. So I have with me a nice terracotta pot here. This is a pretty good size for hardening off your plants. So hardening off your plants is the act of staging them or putting them in a middle ground environment. So somewhere that has not a ton of direct light, it's not super hot, and it's not super humid. So things like a porch or even a really well-lit window will work fantastic for hardening off your plants. You're basically trying to stage out your plant and minimize the shock that it gets from moving it from hydroponics into soil. So when you actually perform that, you're gonna want to take your plant out and pull off the net cup. If you waited too long or you didn't grow it in an 8-hole tray or whatever the reason and you can't get that net cup off, you can try cutting around it. Otherwise, our net cups are made with a non-leaching plastic that can actually just be dug up at the end of the season. So if you really can't get it off, keep it in there. So now you've got your plant in soil in your pot, hardening off. And you want to harden off your plants for about a week. 2 weeks is best, but if you're really impatient like me, 1 week should be fine. And what this does is it allows the plant to sort of acclimate. And then what you're gonna do, now that it's developed its root system and it's grown those essential tap roots that are really good at getting water, you can actually transplant this directly into your garden. Or if you have a slightly smaller pot that you start out with, you can simply stage up your plant. So you can get a slightly larger pot and keep this pot in your garden. If you do all of this, your garden will not only be faster than everyone else's, but your plants will be super healthy because they got their start under ideal conditions indoors so that they are set up to succeed outdoors. Thank you for watching, and again, contact us at support@risegardens.com for any more questions. Thank you.